go through a little bit about the history of the America's Cup. It's the oldest continuously contested trophy in all sports. 9 years before the first British Open, the first America's Cup took place. And that's when the schooner America sailed across the Atlantic, and it was the first recreational sailing across the Atlantic. It was the very first time someone decided to go across the Atlantic and put their lives at risk for a recreational purpose rather than transporting themselves or goods. And then when they got there, they challenged the entire fleet of the Royal Yacht Squadron to a race. There was 15 boats in the fleet in England, and they accepted their challenge for a race. And in August of 1851, they did a 53-mile race, won a trophy, and brought that trophy back home. And that trophy became known as the America's Cup, named after the yacht. So then it stayed here in America, and it had the longest winning streak of all sports, 132 years. So America successfully defended the Cup from 1851 until 1983. I cannot command this vessel without the crew. I have such a tremendous blind spot that I wouldn't be able to see. And I have to absolutely trust him that he's keeping his watch down there so I don't have a collision. I've never had a collision in my 7,000 days of sailing, and I don't want to have one. I also have to count on him that he knows how to handle his lines correctly. These sails are over 2,000 square feet in size with the mainsail. And to give you an idea of how much force there is on these lines, the line that he's holding actually is about the weight of 2 average-sized cars. Same thing with the mainsail that you guys are pulling in. When you crank in on the mainsail, and go ahead, give me a little second here. You're on a ratio that is putting force into this line. What you did is change the whole dynamic of the boat. All of a sudden, you're actually steering the boat a little bit with the sails, and by putting more force in this, it's rallying the boat up in the wind. And our helmsman has to counter that by actually turning down in the wind. You probably felt the difference as they were grinding that in.
All right, so to raise a sail, there's 3 commands: stop, drop the line, and haul away. So they're pretty self-explanatory. And we're gonna start hand over hand because it'll be easier. And once it gets a little bit harder at the end, we're gonna do long keyhole pulls.
It's a long way, so it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So take your time with it.
I think I'm feeling seasick.
No, you're not. It's gonna be cool.
Maybe get behind me.
No. Team. Oh yeah, baby. Rock and roll. I get it.
We're too close. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, drop the line. Drop it. How's that feel?
Troy, why do you keep this boat alive?
90% of my guests are not sailors. I'm in a very unique position where I can expose sailing to a lot of people. Sailing's done a lot in terms of developing me as a person, more so than I would say what I learned in school. I started when I was 9 years old here in San Diego. By the age of 12, I would take a boat and go outside of land. And I think that, more than anything else, helped form my character of self-reliance and being able to create a solution for any time there's a problem. And I thought we needed to do more for people who wanted to learn about not just sailing in general, but also about the Cup.
Come on, Kyler.
Kyler and I want to go swimming.
Okay.